2 streams in one night. I had a bit of dinner. I don't have to pick up something that came out until tomorrow, so I'm lucky on that one. I've also got Sean as well, as Ultimate Greatness, so welcome to the stream, guys. I'm going to start playing Evo 2. I'll try and get the new cricket game as before it sold out. I do want to go on with the fixture too, guys. I just want to know what you guys think as well, because I think this one is very interesting indeed. So definitely I'll start doing that. I'm gonna start putting it out on my socials. So if I go into YouTube, I've had a busy day today too, guys. So I might be really tired, so do excuse me one bit. It's been real flat out busy for me personally. So I'll see how I go today. As I'm going to put that in my Discord channel.
Yeah, so has it been confirmed? Has it been confirmed that it is St Kilda? Because I've heard
it's been confirmed.
St Kilda.
Hi, why do I lie?
There was a rumour saying it was between 3 teams or something.
Yeah, so first time in streaming since, or second time streaming a week. Oh, okay, there was someone comment on my thing. Hang on, I'll just see what that's about. Yeah, look, it's been pretty flat out busy as well.
So I guess, so like what, so in terms of us
Oh, look, I guess yeah, pretty good. It's been pretty flat out what I like. I think I'm happy that we are playing St Kilda, to be honest.
Yeah.
If I were to be honest enough and say it, I think I wouldn't mind playing Hawthorn round 1, but I would not mind if we did play St Kilda. I think on what the rumours, apparently the AFL wanted to have a whole, they wanted to get some games in Melbourne because we couldn't go to the games. So I think I can accept that, but in a way, I think, well, Wednesday night football, you can have Friday night. People have work on the next day. It's all good, man.
I mean, even Thursday night is a bit sort of like, you know, there's not that good of a day, but like we've adapted to it now, and especially considering that like the Thursday night footy to start off the season, we've done it now where it's basically tradition at this point.
Oh, because I think it was us and Richmond at one point. I'm pretty sure. I'll just start doing Shannon's career mode, and then then I'll start playing you, mate. I think because it used to be us versus Richmond. Started off, I think, like 2002 to 2004. I'm pretty sure. I think since it's been Richmond and Carlton, I think you're gonna get 80,000, 90,000 people, and I think you can accept that as much as possible. I think, personal opinion, I don't mind if a grand final rematch was on, but to be honest, like it's I wouldn't mind. You know, when we played Brisbane, for example, we played Brisbane Lions at before Good Friday sort of type thing, and that used to be from 2003 to about maybe 2004, 2005, maybe.
Yep. Can you do me or actually just everybody in the chat, even and yourself, Kev, can you do me a favour, and once Pommy comes in, I want to know what his chances are when they play Richmond round 1. Because if they want to make finals, Richmond's probably had their worst. Are gonna probably have, their list is probably about as bad as it's been for a couple of years. So if there's ever a time to strike, it's this season to have that first win against Carlton.
Yeah.
So I want to know what his thoughts are. Like, does he think they're a genuine chance? Because every other year it's just like, Richmond are going to belt this team to the pill of the post sort of thing. And
one thing
it always seems every year they're always
hyping it up,
competitive, and then the fourth quarter, Richmond just completely obliterate them.
You want to know what that is? I think it's because Richmond are forced to go into gears where I think because the fans build it up as a crucial game to win. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat, it's a type of stuff that, Carlton fans are starting to get frustrated because
Well, it's always been a game, and I mean, as I said, I can't speak for a Carlton supporter because I just wouldn't know how they would be feeling. But I mean, potentially, I guess new season, I guess they would always go in thinking that they could win. But I guess but that's the thing though, they haven't really been that competitive.
Well, what I like says Blues will beat the Tigers. So, but how do you feel when it comes down to playing the Richmond the first game? Like, what are you happy that Carlton are competitive, or you think that Carlton should be winning against Richmond because of the it's a big build up for Carlton?
Yeah, I think it's going to. It's not going to be the be all and end all, obviously, because round 1, a lot of teams that are good are very off around that time of season. So just because you win round 1 doesn't guarantee you finals. But it is sort of a good. It is at least an indication how is their pre-season gone, how they have they learned anything in that the off season and pre-season, things like that.
What I like says
Carlton should be Tigers. I don't know about that because I think Tigers
and they fell off a cliff. Yeah, I think.
I feel like Richmond had a lot of things that just didn't go their way. But then again, I guess every team goes through those patches and stuff. But yeah, Richmond definitely had games where they didn't go in with their full list or their best 22. And I think with guys like Cooley and things like that, it's going to be tough for them. So it's gonna in terms of that where they're positioned, this is their worst position probably since probably since what was it 2017 was their first no sorry 2019 was their first grand final. No, sorry,
2017.
So, 2017 was their first final. So the fact that they're going to go into that, into this season with the list that isn't good like what it was from 2017 till last year or the year before. It's going to be really hard to sort of. It's going to be hard for us to say that they're contenders. But then in saying that too, they had like something like 5 picks in the top 30 or something. So they do have a lot of kids coming through. Whether those kids are going to be decent, because I mean they could, because the thing is that when you've got guys like Basher Cooley and you've got guys like who was the other
Dylan Grimes.
He was a key back. No, but you know,
Nick
like all the
Boston?
guys that retired that are, yeah, I think no, not Boston.
Alex Rance.
No, Alex but he's definitely another one though. Alex Free, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of experience that's come out. So, as I said, I don't think that Richmond are going to be like a bottom 4, bottom 6 side. But I think the fact that they've gotten the draft list that they did, they are younger, so they are sort of. And then I think too, like as much as we sort of, talk about it a bit, like someone like Martin has to have a semi-decent year too, at least, and then obviously he can do his thing in finals, but there's a lot that has to happen for them to have a successful season. Would they do it? I think they potentially could, because you don't have too many holes in the ship, if that makes any sense. So the ship's not going to sink straight away. So as long as theoretically the band-aids you put on the ship to sink all the hole, to plug all the holes in. Sorry. As long as they're decent plugs to plug in the hole, then they might be okay. So they could. I mean, they could be 6, 7, 8, somewhere around that area, but
so
yeah, because
we got Chiro. They're more legit than Williams. I'll be more scared if we were playing half, or if we're playing them half year. One, the kids have some experience.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they've only got a couple players to replace, if that makes any sense. It's not like with us where we've had to
rebuild the list a little bit.
Yeah, where Richmond's sort of reloaded, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because
they had to play some kids this year. Yeah, they had to play Coleman Jones. They got to play him. They played Sinistack across halfback. They played now Bolton defence as well. Myback Chaw was another one that gone to the Gold Coast Suns, who played like really good as a backup, like as a forward rock as well. So I think it's gonna hurt their depth regardless, because I think with Richmond, it's going to be interesting because they've got like plays, like Jack Riewoldt. He's got like at least one more year left in him than anything, and I think with Cotchin as well, he's got like a year left before he has to retire. Dustin Martin as well. Dusty falling off a cliff. Well, he's injured and he's lost weight. Can he still have that strength? Oh, that's a prediction. Okay, no, fair enough. But I think with Dustin Martin, because he's lost a lot of weight from that injury, is he gonna have enough power in the legs to be able to burst through packs like he normally does and break tackles? That could be another thing as well. Yeah, the same thing with Hearn and Kennedy. Yeah, and I did see your comment as well that playing the Gold Coast Suns, which I think West Coast should win. But I just think now, I think Richmond are in a rebuild situation, and so will West Coast. Eventually West Coast will have to start rebuilding, Geelong will have to start rebuilding. So I think it's a matter of time. I think with Richmond this year, I have no expectations on them. And I know that you can say, oh, but they've got Tom Lynch, they've got Dustin Martin. I just think even with Robbie Tarrant, who's going to be that one that can play as a second ruck option? Who's the one that they're going to have to play in that forward line as well? Because if Jack Riewoldt goes, guess what? It's just Tom Lynch. Can they continue to be up there as well? Adelaide Crows have to go into rebuild. Yeah, but Adelaide's been rebuilding as well. What was that?
So Richmond have had 2 first rounders, and then they had their 28, 29, and 30. I'm looking at some of the players that look like they've like picked up. I don't know much about the 28, 29, and 30 players, but basically they've already gotten a replacement for Asprey in
Robbie Tarrant.
Ibkis. No, with like, well, I guess Robbie Tarrant's the ready-made sort of replacement, and I guess Gibcus could potentially be maybe in the VFL or whatever, but at least that's you can look at that and go, okay, well, you've got a good replacement for Asprey. And then if you look at, what was it, they had like 16 or something? 17. They picked up Tom Brown, and Tom Brown, I don't know if you watched his highlights, but he was very good at halfback. Again, you know, a Hooley replacement.
Yeah, I did watch a little bit when they did show it.
Yeah.
Because I think as well, like, I think that's what Richmond needed. And I think this is what, if I were to be honest with you and say this, that's what I reckon Hawthorn should have done. Get, like, 5 picks of top 30 in 2017 after, like, being up there for so long, and 2018 was the first top 4. And then eventually you have to see, you know, what picks you get, what kids you get in that draft, because Hawthorn gave up a fair bit as well. And I think now that when you're up there for longer periods of time, it does hurt you a little bit as well. So that's why it's good to not try and win back to back, but you try and spread them around a little bit. Like, that's why with Richmond.
See, I think I've been right this whole time.
What?
I'm just looking at the whole list of. So you know how we were talking yesterday about how Harvey Harrison can't be 178 centimeters. It's not a lot, so like, you know, but here we go. On the AFL website, I'm going through the list. They have Harvey Harrison ranked at 182. So there's a 4 centimeter difference there.
Wow.
So whether if Collingwood got it wrong in terms of their information, or I mean, even the AFL website could have gotten it wrong, but Harvey Harrison is 182 centimetres?
Yeah,
182 centimetres.
So
that would explain why he looks, because that's the thing, if you think about Dacos, he's 183.
Yeah.
He wasn't much smaller than Dacos. So I think the 178, I think that's...
Who do you think will fall off a cliff? Who do you think will be a surprise finals team or premiership contenders?
I think Collingwood. I genuinely think Collingwood will be the surprise.
I think the vulture will be Collingwood, but will not surprise me if St Kilda made the top 8 next year.
I mean, if it's not Collingwood, I could probably.
I think the teams are going to fall off. I think it will be Geelong, Richmond, West Coast.
Okay, so then, what is what is the suitable definition of a slider and a surprise? Like, are we talking like it has to be at least 4 spots, or because I mean, you could say Richmond could be a surprise, but if give me a second, I can figure out where they finished.
Well, I don't think Carlton will make finals. Yeah, at least 4 spots. Oh, I think Collingwood's going to surprise a lot of people. Because people probably expect us to be, last on the ladder, or at least about the same mark. I think with our development, I think that we've got enough kids that coming through, we're giving them games. I think the second year round, I think with the more senior players that we've got, I reckon there might be a few surprises.
Yeah. So if I'm because Richmond finished 12th, yeah.
Yeah.
So if they make finals, is that considered a surprise?
No, because many people will probably expect Richmond to make finals.
Yeah. But like, so just finals in general, even top 8, top 6, top 4, top 2, like.
If West Coast do make the final, I guess the teams that potentially that could make it could be Fremantle or St Kilda.
Yeah.
That there are a youngish team.
I could see Fremantle. That's because I mean, and that's the thing. Like I've given a bit of praise to Fremantle over their draft too, because they picked up some really good kids.
They gotta keep forward.
Yeah, the only thing is that my concern with Freo, at least for next year, like I think in the future they'll be in a perfect position to be very successful. But if we're just talking by next year alone, I don't see them making finals, but I see them in a very good place, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So whether that's enough to, what do you need? 11, 12 wins to make finals.
Ooh, here we go. I'm gonna say Fremantle surprise. They will finish 6th. And
the
drop will be Sydney, and Sydney will finish 13th. That is some massive. That is massive. It wouldn't surprise me if Port Adelaide don't make the 8.
That would be a massive call.
It will not surprise me if they don't make the 8. And the reason why I say that, have a look at the prelims that they made, like 2020 and 2021. That they've had a bad game against, let's be honest, against Richmond at the home ground, where they haven't had to travel at all, except for being the hubs in 2020. This year alone, they had 2 home finals. Beat Geelong again, convincingly, but lost to the Western Bulldogs and got absolutely smacked. So what that boils down to is that, yeah, they've drafted really well, and they've always got some kids in. I just think that their depth in that midfield team is a question. Charlie Dixon again is a concern for me, because he can be a good forward, but he doesn't dominate as much as what he should be. Hi Nums, how are you, mate? But that's just a concern. Like, Port Adelaide's game plan in finals doesn't work, and I think that can they keep going like this? And falling short.
That's a very good point, because something's just come to my attention now. Normally, you see teams, especially with the teams that do well, if you see some of the moves they make in the off season, normally the moves that teams make in the off season, they normally lead to bad, like the next season that leads to a bad year.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Port Adelaide, like they went out and got Jeremy Finlayson. Like I completely understand the fact that because their key forwards, it's like when it comes to their key forwards, they're so close yet so far. Like as you're saying with Dixon, he's he seems to be this like brilliant player, but
when it comes in
when it
finals,
comes
he
to
just doesn't
talking
perform.
about the best of the best, he's just not there.
Yeah.
But potentially he could be. So, but then on top of that, you got I'm trying to think of his name. Todd Marshall. Todd Marshall is on the opposite end where he looks like he's going to be a really, really good player. But he's not there yet because he's still a little bit too young for the position that he plays.
Remember when Dixon played for the Gold Coast? Yeah, I do. I think as well, like...
Dixon actually kicked their first ever goal.
Yeah, he did too, I think.
Yeah, he did.
I think as well, with Port Adelaide, I think that they are chokers, and they've got that name, and people say, oh, why do you call Port Adelaide choker and Collingwood choke? But Port Adelaide were originally, were chokers because they played in finals, and they've always lost, whether it was second week or third week of final, and they couldn't get past and make the grand final until 2004 when they did make it, and obviously after that, it took them 3 years later to make it to another grand final in a way.
Yeah.
And then they fallen off the hurdle then. But I think with Port, they're not as consistent enough. You give them a team against Geelong and they'll beat them. But if you give them a team with the Western Bulldogs or Melbourne, who play probably a lot better, I don't think that they set up defensively well when it comes on how they should handle the heat. I think teams are starting to work out a Leah on how to set up as much as possible, but I don't think they played that good of defensive football.
Interesting call. Sinks the slipper into it. Ball picked up.
Shot it go? No.
It's a very tight game right now. Thump clear. Got boot to ball. Taking a nice grab. Cuts the kick in board. McFarlane wins the ball in the air.
Torpedo? No.
Goes by foot.
Good kick.
An easy grab. Clark.
Just gotta kick it. Ooh, 5 people in the chat.
Yeah, so but no, that's the thing, I don't know if you, because I guess maybe people would predict, as you were saying, people would predict which one to make finals, but, so maybe they wouldn't surprise.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think Brisbane as well, they're under that heat. If they don't start
That's the thing,
performing.
this isn't any, fanboys or anything like that. I genuinely think Collingwood are surprised. And I think it's got a lot to do with the coach, I think it's got a lot to do with the players, the fresh start, a lot of things. Because the way that we played previously and then the way we played last season, there's a lot of things that we just did that were completely out of character for us. And for us, as I said, to come in with a fresh start, let's just wipe the history clean and let's just start new and let's just focus on the now and the future. And I think because of that alone, that I genuinely think that we're going to surprise a lot of people
Same here. I think I think we'll be told, but will not surprise me if we make. I'll be surprised, but not surprised in a way if we do make finals. Because I think that with their game plan that we've got, I think it will be a quick game, like a quick attacking game plan. I think that we'll be better off compared to other teams as well.
Yeah.
I
And I feel like, because one of the things that Bucks did that I think was never a good thing, was that we kept having a game plan of like, oh, if it's not there, then don't go for it.
yeah
Like, so, but then when there wasn't anything there, that's when you saw the chip back and the side to side and things like that. And sometimes you just got to take the game on at times. And sometimes when you take the game on, like sometimes, what's
it
that
works.
saying? No, but there's a saying like fortune favors the brave or something. Like
Yeah.
that is, sometimes you just got to do it. Actually, to that statement, that why do I like Nate as well? Just first of all, that is also the sample. This is the AFL, so the sample information doesn't count towards anything. And yeah, if there's any South Australian teams that get upset by that, stiff shit. Make your own tournament and then you can be happy. Because I'm really tired of being nice, especially because at any time, especially Port Adelaide supporters, they're the ones that always bring it up too. I'm tired of being nice to those people. Like I really am.
I think another team that could potentially drop out too is Brisbane.
No.
You don't think they won't?
No. And I'll tell you why, because Brisbane are a young side and they're already making top 4. So Brisbane are a side where they're getting better and better. But they're getting better and better, but yet they're still young. So there are a lot of times where they've been consistent in front of goal. But that's because they were a young team. Like, I don't see them... Like, I only see them getting better just purely because of the fact that they're young.
Picked up now. She couldn't get the hand pass away. Gibson drives the kick.
Yes, but well, I'm a Collingwood supporter. Only the reason why I'm saying it is for that reason. Collingwood are flux. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I think as well. I think Brisbane could potentially drop. If you had a look in the 3 final series that they played, right? So they've had 2019. They've lost to Richmond, and they've lost to the Giants at home, bad kicking, all the rest. 2020, they choked that year because the grand final was up in Queensland, so they could have easily won that premiership when they had the chance to. Because they won against Richmond for the first time, and they also lost to Geelong badly in a prelim final. 2021, if you have a look, they lost to Melbourne, and they also lost to the Western Bulldogs by a point. So pressure will build on the coach, Chris Fagan, if they don't perform well. That's my gut feeling. Hi, Bella.
Yeah, I mean, there will be a lot of pressure on. But at the same time, I think that will just be more media driven than anything else. But yeah, I don't think Brisbane are really that old of a side, and I think that's why a lot of people, because they're good, people are not looking at the fact that they're young as well. So the fact that they're doing what they're doing, but then they're doing it as the group is fair. Like, they're not super young, but they're I would still say they would be considered young.
That's a really poor kick. The ball goes out of bounds on the full.
How many likes we have already on the stream? Ooh, 2 likes. If you haven't, 3. Alright. If you guys haven't liked the stream, my stream beforehand, please give it a like. Also, please share it as well. And if you haven't subscribed to Sean and I, please do. On top of that. But I think it might be media. I don't think it's media driven with the Brisbane Lions. I think there are legit concerns about that. Hey Brody, how are you, mate? That's how I see it personally. I think with the Brisbane Lions, I do have a bit of concern because they keep falling at that hurdle when they've only won one final. And then that way, like, is it a...
Sending you the link for the channel as well too if you want to pin it.
Yeah, if you want to put your channel in the chat as well.
Haven't seen her for a while, guys.
What happened, Bella? Yeah, I know. But it's not the first game of the season. I might go to it, but...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind going to it personally. Yeah, I guess we'll see how we go.
No, we've got a good record against Carlton in that AFLW.
Recent form though, not overall. They definitely would have on us at the start, and we've only just gotten it back. I think, or just starting.
Hey, Grace. Hi, sports stuff. Yeah, I think we are. We tend to perform really well.
McDonald puts it on the boot. Got hands to it. McFarlane takes it well. The tackle misses completely. Uses it now. Ball hits the deck. Gillespie Jones needs a chance to rest. Started to kick wide.
So, Grace, you'd be happy with Fremantle, are you, mate? 6 people in the chat on who Fremantle's playing in their fixture.
Who are they playing?
Chooses to play on. Running out of time in this match. Intercepts the ball very
I did somehow. They are playing Adelaide Crows 20th of March at the Adelaide Oval. No.
That'd be an interesting one actually.
puts it on the boot. They chase after the loose ball. Skinner hacking it out of there. Intervening brilliantly was Boyd. What a game. And after that, we end up back where we started. Scores. Wrapping up this game, and we'll remind you it was a draw.
Oh yeah. Should be interesting. I actually think it's going to be a spectacular game.
I do find it interesting though that a lot of people are starting to put their teams in on like Twitter and things like that, which I find pretty interesting. I guess probably because I've confirmed round 1 now, so I guess now is as good a time as any to be posting things like that.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that's the other thing that I reckon too, is that when it comes to Collingwood having a good season, like the variety and choice that we have, whether to go tall, small, or indifferent, I think that's also a big strength as well too.
Oh, it is. Let's see if he's still playing. Oh no, he's playing Fortnite. Alright. Hey Tom. Oh, you're lucky, Brody.
Wait, Brody, aren't you a Collingwood supporter, or are you going with the mate or something?
I think so.
Because I could have sworn he's a Collingwood supporter.
Oh, lucky you, Tom. I'm gonna get that hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now.
Yeah, my dad's girlfriend goes to the D's and he's going, so I thought I might as well go. Okay, no, fair enough. 8 people in the chat. Well, second stream for the night, I end up with 8. Oh, God.
They run on in full confidence, they're looking sharp, and the crowd are appreciating it. The banners look great as the players get set to run through them.
Oh, probably. Who knows at this point?
The captains prepare for the toss of the coin.
I think, if I want to be honest enough and say it, I think Melbourne might go back to back. Potentially, they can go back to back.
I think they'll be up there for sure. Whether they're going to go back to back is hard to know.
And here we go.
Because sometimes you'll have some teams that will have like a premiership hangover. You know, you don't know if they're going to have that.
And that is really real too. Happened to us.
So
Wish
you
for
need to
the.
add Max Gorn. It seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders, so who knows.
Yeah, but don't forget, like, this is Melbourne's first premiership since 1964. Oh yeah, I got to do the preview for the Melbourne Stars tomorrow too. I see no one stopping them. They have a well-balanced team. Yeah, but we did beat.
And they even got that dude from St Kilda too. It's going to make them even stronger.
She takes the mark.
Oh, isn't it? What's his name?
Marks now. And can
Not Jack Steele.
Dunstan?
Yeah, Luke Dunstan.
wants to keep moving. McDonald gains possession. She spears the ball. Ivy doesn't make the
And he basically went to Melbourne basically for free, didn't he?
Pretty much.
Slapped away. Use the hands and gives away the free. Conti drives the kick. A chance to reload the
The
attack.
joys of being successful, I guess.
Sinks the slipper into it.
It all happened to
Like,
us.
dude basically just walks into your club and
Got boot to
he,
ball.
didn't he poll like something like 12 Brownlow votes or something?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
Yeah, like he played something like 9, 10 games and polled like 12 votes. Like, and a dude like that just walks into your club for free. Like, how the hell does that work?
So, Tom, I have a question for you.
Can't hold the mark.
Have you seen Dean Swan's book?
Slams it on the boot. Good mark there. Moves the ball along the wing. Great mark. Junkick elects to kick. Listen to the roar of the fans. They
Free
uses
kick.
the 5 foot. Doing well to intercept that kick. Decides to go to the middle. McFarlane presents and takes the mark. Elects to kick. Easily takes the mark.
So, okay. So you know what, I'm probably heading off on this. So with the stories that happen at Collingwood, with what Dane Swan did,
The kick ends up hitting the post.
who covered it up?
Ready to bring it back into play. Good mark and looks to send it back. Testing shot outside 50. She heads for home.
Oh, it could be a goal.
Marks all along.
No.
Still yet to see a goal here. Both teams have been working really well defensively.
Uses it now. Kicks hurriedly. What can you tell us, Gaz?
This is a classic game we're seeing right now.
Handballs. She has the ball. Decides to go to the middle. The ball will be coming back. Decides to kick. Nice mark under pressure. Morrison kicks it. Skinner gets on the end of this. Might be too far out to score. Kick will be from a 45-degree angle. Going for goal number one. Looks okay off the boot. Can't quite sneak through. And only a behind. Now they lead by 3. Miller searching for a teammate. The mark has been taken. Bangs it on the boot now. Ends up
I think I've got it. I'll have to have a read on it. That's done the footy.
Fans crossing their fingers. 30 metres from home.
Drop punt, kick is a goal. The Cats have scored.
Centre bounce. Tap came from Boyd. A bit too hard with the push.
Ooh.
And it's a free kick. Counting down. 90 seconds to play. Found space for an easy mark. Looks up with the kick. Stuck the mitts out there and held onto it. Penetrating handball. She gets it back. Has a runner alongside her. Whitford links with a teammate who can run. Picked off the deck. We've ticked under a minute to go. Strong with the body and wins the
So Tom, did you get it through the PlayStation or did you get it either at JB or something like that? With the Cricket 22 game.
Junk kick is missed. Rich players move as they look to provide an option. Didn't have time to break stride to mark that. Decides to play on. Intercepts the ball well. Works it across the ground. Junkie wins the ball in the air. Stabs at the kick. Whitford found a way to mark that one. Good opportunity for Richmond to put a goal through here. 45 metres out. Free kick against Williams. She can put it through. 15 metres out. Fantastic goal by Whitford. Gets her first. Congratulated by her teammates. This is edge of your seat footy.
Great bit of...
I swear this game doesn't want me to hit the ball.
The game
So,
is back
yeah.
underway. One the hit out is in her possession. Brings it out of the pack. got hand. The siren sounds, and that's the end of the opening term. The score: Geelong 9 to Brisbane 7.
Geelong should be pleased with how they've started. If they can build on that quarter, they'll be hard to stop.
All 5 likes. Thank you guys, it's a pleasure. I will do a preview of
Richmond, finding more of the ball here. They just need to
Melbourne Stars game as well. Philly had a good win,
The second quarter.
just.
Back with another centre bounce. Thump clear. Just releases the ball.
Yeah, I know Miami
Bennett
Heat
has
played
the
today
ball.
as
Her
well.
first possession. Fantastic.
How did the Heat go? I think they did really well, didn't they? All?
Yeah, we played
Foot race
Pacers
to get
and
this one.
we got the
Just
job
gets it
done.
onto the boot.
And if you guys were out of form, got some form back in, so can't complain there.
Call. Can you tell us anything at the moment, Gaz?
I'm liking what I'm seeing at the moment, Hutto. A great game of footy.
No, I didn't.
Terrific.
But who covered up the whole about the Dane Swan thing that happened? Was that Eddie?
Great mark in the pack.
Because he said it was someone at Collingwood, so I'd like to know who it
Takes
was.
the mark.
If it's Eddie, yeah, I definitely lost respect
Stuck the mitts out there and held on to
for
it.
that.
Tries to
It
gain
wouldn't
some
surprise me
territory.
in the slightest if
A
it
race
was.
for the loose ball. Wins the race to the ball. Picks up her foot. Has to do better than that in the mark contest. 65 metres out. Going for goal number 1.
Did you see LeBron James got
Couldn't take it.
COVID,
Loose ball. Clears the congestion. Takes a centre.
and he also
Yeah, I heard
got
that.
Super into it. A chance to gather the ball.
ejected
Well taken ground level.
for his punch.
Goes to the footy. Putting this one through would give
Yeah, that
Geelong
was
plenty of
crap. Like how they
confidence.
treated Isaiah Stewart. Like,
But did
it's probably one of the reasons why I probably unsubscribed to ESPN too. Because I mean,
So-
and I thought the Jokic stuff was bad.
did Dane Swan name who it was, or he didn't, Tom? Yeah, I did watch the EPS and on that one, and one did call it dirty,
Haven't seen her
and one guy was like, "No, that's not a dirty move." So well, you know, he did get away from it and did try and punch the guy, but
Geelong lead by 3. Ready to bring it
I
back.
think, oh bummer.
Takes the mark all by herself. Marks now and can
Wouldn't surprise me either way, but I think with the NBA, like
It has to be a big kick to get it in there.
it's. I'm glad they ejected him,
Puts one on the boot for goal.
like in a way that, you know, good, like sort type thing. Like it's,
Unlikely, but it is possible.
you know, the other guy was like, what the fuck was that? Like there's no need for it.
Accuracy cost. Teammates break for her.
So I think it will, you know, was interesting that people just,
Might be too far out to score. Bit of an angle for this kick.
because I think Stephen A said that, you know, the Lakers aren't winning. You know, LeBron James is going to win the championship at the Lakers again.
It's a goal.
So, which I think it might be the case. I think the Lakers are too old.
Cleanly picked up. Rushes with the kick.
I heard that Ben Simmons might.
I think if they go into the season, the playoffs fully fit and healthy, I think they'll do alright.
Puts boot to ball.
But that's the question. So
Can't take the mark. Hurry kick.
Well, they haven't been healthy all season, yeah.
Hand to the back of the. Pumps
Well,
it
like there's so much an inconsistent team. Like it's not funny at all.
Fowler runs after this one.
Oh, is
But
it
you,
St Kilda we're talking about now?
The opposition. McFarlane won herself a free.
oh, I definitely think we can beat St Kilda when we're at our best. I will do a preview of that.
Slipped high. Skip
Can I have a quick
chance to
prediction?
run up for goal.
Sure.
Almost directly in front here.
We're gonna beat St Kilda by 30 plus.
Oh, I like it. Early call.
And she puts it
Yep,
through.
it's gonna be a statement game,
Centre
and we're gonna
bounce.
win it by 30 plus.
Winning it was Boyd.
I want to see you do a previews this year.
Channels a long kick. A chance to reload the attack now.
Geelong haven't been able to set up many set shots at goal, but I'm not sure that it's the forwards'
Because I've just got this feeling that St Kilda are gonna have this really slow start,
forward to kick a winning
so
goal.
that they're gonna be
Turning this ball over.
basically for the taking.
With a
Um,
kick.
Really, Swoop reckons Charlie D gonna play round one.
Yeah, he did say that.
Kick to get it from there.
I don't know.
Whose
Why-
spot is he gonna take?
So
'Cause
that's
you can
my.
say Imagine, but even in my list, Imagine's not in the AFL squad.
30 metres out. Deep
So whose spot is he gonna take? Is he taking Roughhead, Moore? Obviously not either of those two. So is he gonna take Howe?
only a minute
But
and
for
a
him to
half
take
remaining.
our spot, he has to be injured.
Keeps the kick low.
I don't think
If
Charlie Dean
Maynard
will
plays
play,
Space and mark.
but I want to see him play practice match.
Ross wishes a low ball.
Oh, he'll play practice match, yeah, for sure. But like he's not playing round one though. Unless if he's like ready to go. Maybe if they put him on the bench, maybe. But
I hope they do the pre-season fixture as well, so we actually know who we're playing. Because I do want to do previews of it as well. Yeah, I think Kruger is a 50-50
We're back in the middle now.
as well. Like, it's so tough to get in that team. But that's what I like about it. Like, we've got a forward in the trade period in Kruger. We got a defender in a rookie draft.
Takes it well.
And we got mids, forwards and midfielders
yeah.
Ross wins the foot race. Gathers it now.
during the
But I think you can go into
in the
you
draft.
can go into a game round one with Kruger, Checkers, and Cameron. That's what I reckon they will do. So you have Cameron as the tall timber that's going to create the contest.
Yeah.
You're going to have Kruger as the backup, and then you're going to have Checkers be the hybrid key forward, small forward combination.
What can you tell us at this stage, Gary?
I'm waiting for something to change the way this game is going.
Because I'm telling you now, if Checkers is going to be in a marking contest with the third best defender, he will win that more often than not.
From Geelong, they can be well pleased.
And then also
100%.
as well, he's going to have a season where he's basically been our leading goal kicker. But because of that, he basically gets the best defender every week.
Yeah.
So now the fact that he's destined to get the third best defender, unless if there's a mismatch or, you know, he's on fire. But then, even then, the third defender has to match up on somebody. So, whether if that is, you know, Checkers, Kruger or Cameron, one of them will have the third defender.
Coming from the ground now, Hutto, but it didn't look great.
So, yeah, and then you have, like, guys like Bo McQuarrie, Sidebottom, Elliott, Inovan, because apparently he's been tearing it up at training.
Whoever's gonna go to training, because I'm planning on going. Like, I'll have dinner out, I don't really give a shit. Like, it'll finish about, what, 8 at least. And I don't have to stay there, like, for too long as well. I can leave whenever I feel like it. But I think by going watching the boys train, I think it's going to be good to see what happens with the whole list. and see who does perform, because
But
there's
even
going to
then,
be a
like, I mean,
lot of
I've
pressure.
even said that. But that's the thing though, I've even said, I reckon with our VFL side, I reckon our VFL side's easily finishing top 4. And I say, I could even see it be top 2. Because if you see some of the guys that we'll have, they're just way too talented to you know, like, I think they will do so well to where it will shock me if they finish below 4 in the VFL. Because you can't be having guys that talented and not do well. And then with the VFL, like, the competition's obviously lessened as well because you don't have these AFL stars that you're playing against. Like, you'll have like fringe AFL players, but
Well picked up. Looks like it's going to be
Oh shit, that was deliberate. Didn't need to do that.
it's going to be such an exciting like year just to see how the AFL guys are going, seeing who's coming through in the VFL. Like, man, I really cannot wait for this season to start. Seriously, like, this is. I don't know if I've ever been this excited for an AFL season.
I think I may have. Can't remember. I think what gives me hope. Yeah, well, Nick Dacos will.
Did you also hear, apparently Nick Dacos, I don't know whether he said it specifically, but apparently Nick Dacos is going to play off the half-back line.
No, I've heard that from other people. Yourself. And maybe a few others.
Well, that's what I'm hearing on, like, people that have been watching training and Twitter and things like that, or on Twitter. They reckon that Dacos is going to be playing off the half-back line. Which I would have said the opposite. Wouldn't you rather him in the half-forward line, so
At
you know, he
least.
can at least get some goal sense, and like if he kicks a couple goals, you know, that'd be pretty good.
Because that back
But I
line
guess they probably want him up. But then I guess they probably want him off the half-back because they probably want him to get some disposals and get his hands on the ball, I guess, maybe, but I don't know, I think he'd be, especially for Dacos' talent, I think he'd be a lot more dangerous as a half forward than a half back. But that's just me personally. Because at least he can like hit the scoreboard.
I think he'll play
he doesn't have to
midfield.
worry about an opponent.
I think he'll play midfield. I think that.
I don't know, because like some of these people, like, you know, there's like a lot of this information seems like it's coming from decent like sources, or they at least like their observation are normally pretty spot on.
We've got a whistle. Works it across the ground. Takes that one strongly.
Who do you think is under more pressure at Collingwood with the players?
Who's under the most pressure?
Yo.
Spears the ball.
When you say pressure, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean like
To
fighting
perform.
for their spot? Or...
Yeah. That and to perform at a AFL level.
I think right now, in terms of who's fighting for their spot and their careers, at the very least there's two that come to mind. Even though the second one we know he's not going to be there next year. Because he's only just really there just to make the transition a bit easier this year in case if we have injury. But yeah, I think I don't see Cox playing past next season, and I don't see Madge playing past next season. When you have a guy that's 29 years old and you've just got so many guys that are younger and better,
Gets on the end of
And
this.
just as a player, he's
Dug out the loose
very
ball.
he's just caught in the middle.
A chance to put one
He's
through
too
for
tall
his
for a
side.
small, but then he's too small for a big. And then when he's on a small, he's not fast. Like he's just too slow.
Going for goal
But
number
then
one.
he can't outmark a key forward. So like he's really like a rock and a hard place when he's playing defense.
Forward next to bring it back into play. Haven't seen her for a while, guys.
And again, being 29, like, and even I said it the other day. I think, especially as a surprise that nobody could see coming. Like, again, being 29 years old, like, I'd hate to have Checkers have a bad year. Because if Checkers has a bad year, I could literally see them going, alright, we're trying to go young. We're trying to draft a key forward anyway. This dude's 29, he's probably going to be here for another 3 years. Is it worth keeping him on the list? No? Okay, well, let's get him out and we can draft a key forward. Even though that we're already, like, sort of like going for, you know, Cox to be that replacement to bring in that key forward, but if we need that extra spot, I mean, are you going to want to really get rid of anybody else? Because, like, McMahon looks like he's going to be alright. Like he'll take a bit of time, but I think he'll be a very good player at some point. You know, you got Ollie Henry, you've got AJ, you've got Will Kelly. There you go, another one. Like he's basically just he's just another version of Checkers if he plays forward.
She's got the football now. Brennan heads towards the goals. Richmond happy about that one.
I mean, is there really anyone I'm missing?
We're back in the middle to resume play. Boyd tosses it.
Don't think so.
Picks up the loose ball. Gets the loose ball. A lot of possessions for her.
I think
Slick with the hands. Dishes it
I think
up.
for me, Mason Cox,
Oh, she did everything
he
right.
may not be under pressure, but I think if he can play
Yeah, so you got Will Kelly as the key forward. Just going through this now. Yeah, McMahon, so that's 2.
I think Will Hoskin-Elliott might be under more pressure. And yeah, Big Roo.
Yeah, he could fall out of favour, but again, you know, he could be that guy that could go forward, and he could be another version. Actually, how tall is he?
Keeps it moving.
186. He's a lot taller than a 186.
Umpire penalises her, and it will
I thought he was like low 190s or something.
plays on now. Moves the ball by foot. Clark got under
Yeah,
it.
28 years old. Like,
Looks to move
you know,
it by
if he
foot.
goes into the next season and he can't stick a tackle, I mean, good luck being
Picked up
on
an
the list
injury,
next
not
season,
sure what it is yet.
or like on the season next.
From this distance.
Yeah, that's it.
Chance to put a
Would you call Ollie Henry a key forward, even though he's 189 centimetres?
I say small.
Going with the outside of the boot for this shot.
Well, Bailey Fritsch is 189, isn't he? And he kicks 6 and they call him a key forward.
I think so.
Centre bounce.
And then you got AJ, Checkers,
Didn't
and
fumble.
Cox. So you're looking at 6-7 players. Someone's going to have to go at the end of the year.
I think, you know, another guy I reckon that will be under pressure, Will Hoskin-Elliott.
Uses the short handball.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
McDonald marks in a bit of space.
No, it's not doing anything, mate.
Well, Big Roo's interesting because we don't know where, like, the club hasn't said where he's going to play. So, like, it seems like that they want to play him as a ruckman, but when it comes to
202
Big Roo,
centimetres.
like, Yeah,
Hey Devin,
he's
I'm good mate.
and also as well, Tom. If you've seen photos of him, the kid's like 19 or maybe just turned 19, and the dude looks like as if he's like 30.
Geelong can take
Like
advantage of
his
the
body
ability.
build
Gives them first use at the stoppages
is
and
literally
puts
like
in
Magic
position
Door,
to
but like
defend.
Magic Door now, and the kid's only like 19.
I'd really love to see teams took the contest to the next level.
Like it's crazy how big he is.
Oh, certainly.
Giving it off was on ahead. Just gets it onto the boot. Target determined to reach the ball. Didn't get away from that tackle.
A great defensive effort.
Picks it up. Conti gets a quick kick away. Took her eyes off the ball.
I wonder if they're gonna have photos with plays again. You know, open training. Unless if you have to show your vaccination certificates.
One thing I will say, Tom, is that his kicking action needs to be worked on dramatically. Like he's got the basically he's got the technique where he uses like the one hand and literally guides it down to like the last second. Like basically someone that's only like he's basically got the technique of someone that hasn't seen the game ever but is kicking the football for the first time basically. It's probably what his background is. But no, his kicking needs to be a lot more efficient for him to be playing anything when it comes to AFL level. But his body type though, by God, like he's massive.
Elects to kick.
So whether if he's a ruckman, key forward, key back, there were photos of him and Aiden Begg together, so maybe they are trying to still try him out as a ruckman, but yeah, we'll just have to see how we go.
I don't think you have to, yeah. I will wear my Collingwood gear though. Knowing me, I would. But that's just how bad I am when it comes to Collingwood. I'm really surprised that they've, like, this is the first open train session they've had since 2019.
Really?
Yeah. We haven't had an open training
session.
session.
COVID stuff, I guess maybe that's probably why.
We resume hostilities. Boyd won the hit out. Squeezes out ahead.
I just want to yell, Nick Dacos, you're my hero, you're my boy.
Has it now. Great mark in the pack.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I have a favourite player. Like, I'm still on the search for a favourite player to like, because I really want to get a new Collingwood jumper, but I just don't know what number to put on the back. Because
Same here, Tom.
Have a number.
Gets a quick kick away.
No, I went on a Tuesday. I didn't go on a Thursday, and then I went to the parade. Because I managed to find out that I'm going to the grand final as well. So I did see the open training session as well, and it's actually good. But next time they have open training sessions, I'm going to try and go to them as much as possible. I think it's going to be packed. So
Final scores are 69 to 32. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us.
The back of my jumper, and once I do, I'll be getting the jumper with the number on it. Oh man. In fact, I'll be back in about 2 seconds. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, go for it. Actually, what's the Giants guarantees in that one? Yeah. But no, I'm planning on. I am definitely planning on going to it. I think it'll be good for me just to try and go to an open training session, because I don't know if they're going to have any more next year or not. Who knows? If they do, I'll try and go to them as much as possible, and I'll try and watch the boys train.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, cool. Also, Lockie might go. Lockie could potentially go to it.
Oh, okay.
To the open
I'm
training
not sure yet.
on Friday.
Taking the field tonight.
We'll see how we go with it all.
I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
They run on in full confidence. They're looking sharp, and the crowd are appreciating it. The banners are ready for the players. Captains converge for the toss of the corner.
If I ever do see Peter Dacos, I'd love to get a photo with him.
I've spoken to him a few times actually. He's really.
Good bloke.
St Kilda kicking to the left.
What about
But here we go. It's Collingwood taking on St Kilda.
what about
With the ball is Grundy.
Darcy Moore's old man? Have you spoken to him or not?
Oscar
No,
Elliott did
only
well not to
Peter.
fumble. Wants to keep it moving. How
Well,
is
they're
Otis
both
staying
Peter
on
on
the
the
move?
48 Dacos.
I've met
Into it. Frawley gets in a good position.
Cal is a nice bloke, and
His eyes off the ball.
I think there's a chance that
Now, Rush
Collingwood could be potentially
spills it. Gets the loose ball.
finals team for AFLW, VFLW, VFL, and AFL. Mentioned if we won a premiership in the AFLW,
Heavy traffic.
and we made another VFLW grand final, we won.
Oscar Elliott will be upset with that. Landon
Because realistically, we would have beaten Geelong in that year.
Ball is turned over.
Yeah, we went really well that year, didn't
Got boot to
Yeah. We were undefeated.
we? Yeah.
the loose ball picked up. Geary hacking it out of there. Looks like the ball will be coming back.
So,
The kick from Grundy. Hoskinelli takes a strong one.
Will Hoskinelli takes them
What
off.
will do with this opportunity in front of goal? 40 metres out.
No, if I can,
Hoskinelli takes aim.
so I got my Carol on that day.
Gets him right.
Ugh.
Umpire ready to resume play. Thumps it clear. Finding the ball was Grundy. The umpire will ball it up. Anything standing out at the moment for you, Gaz?
I'm loving what this game is giving us right now.
Wilkie couldn't keep his hands on it.
Is this like the first time that we all get text messages that, oh, Collingwood's got an open training session? I'm pretty sure it is.
Gathers it now.
They've never
Yeah,
done this
something
before.
For something that specifically, yes. But we have had like text messages that have come out that's, you know, for saying certain things, or like when Penderbury returned 2 years, that was a text message that got sent out. Which the Penderbury one was so awkward and funny because everyone thought it was a troll. Like, and even I did too. Like, but then we checked the Twitter and it was like, oh, our members are known for 20 minutes, but it's best for you guys to know now too. Penderbury's re-signed for 2 years, and it's like, oh, okay. Because it looked like something that was just so dodgy.
Oh, I did believe it was from Penrith.
No, I just thought, no, this is a scammer that's trying to pull my leg or something, or
Decides to go.
It was fun.
somehow someone's like found out, you know, how to contact me through Twitter or something, and
Lining up for goal. Billings lines up from long.
How did they get my number? They must be stalking me.
pretty much.
Going for goal
No,
number
it just seems so just like goofy that like it wasn't real. It was like, and like the text message went like, "Hey guys, it's Scott Penderbury here. I've just re-signed for 2 years. Hope you guys get excited and get up and about." Like, what the hell is the text
Grundy
message?
dumps it clear.
Because they send out text messages like this year when it comes with, like, when there's games on and that sort of stuff as well. I think that's a pretty decent thing for the club to do. I just think now they're starting to get engaged with the fans and the members more, and just to let us know that, okay, well, we're having an open training session. And you can put it on Facebook and social media and that as well, but what happens for the people that don't have social media, like, at least a text message would be okay.
Yeah.
They can create from this. Brings it out of the pack. Picked up by Gresham. Flicks it over. Here's Marshall.
And then, like, so back onto the big rooster. So where do you see him from?
BFL.
Weighing up the
Yeah,
I don't know, in terms of position.
I think as a rock forward, but at the VFL, I don't think he'll play AFL. I'm not expecting him to really
tries to gain some territory.
light it up.
Turning this ball over.
And if he does, then it's not.
Do you
It's
think he
supposed to be.
could be potentially in a couple years' time? He could be a replacement for Cameron.
For Cameron or Cox.
Yeah, because how old's Cameron? He's like 25.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be that bad. I think more Cox than anything.
Ball collected. Kept alive.
And then we got Kruger as well.
Sorts of problems for his opponent.
So
He's 26.
He lays off the pass. It's a long kick. Gets into some
he's got like 4 or 5 years left.
Yeah.
But just remember, he didn't play much at Sydney as well.
go with the kicking.
Yeah.
So, who will surprise you as a player? Who do you think will really,
Like, who's going to surprise?
yeah, who do you think is going to be a surprise package for us?
Has to do better than that in the no contest. He's a long way from home, but he might have the wheels. Don't forget, there's the siren for the end of the quarter. The score is Collingwood 18.
I think, for me
There's
personally,
only a few. Like, I think there's a few that come to mind. A part of me really, I don't know if this is a year or two too early, but I really like. I can't wait for the season when Tyler just breaks out. Because I really, really do think that Tyler is going to be a very, very good player.
Collingwood could turn the ball over a lot trying to play
He's got the height. He's got all the bags of tricks. Like, he really reminds me a lot of Chris May. Just that defensive mid that goes into the defense, but they can also go into the midfield. Potentially go on the wing, could even go in the middle if he needs to once his body's right. And physically, he's up to the right standard. I just don't know if it's going to be this year coming up. I mean, you could even say the same for Callum. Like, in terms of, like, I think he could surprise a lot because if there are people out there that, you know, especially from a casual fans who they think will get cut, I think it would be in that sort of 6 players.
I don't think it will surprise me if he does do well next year or Tyler. I think the one player or if there's two that comes to mind, I think Caleb Poulter will shine next year, and I think he'll start being like a really good player.
It's too early for him.
I think he can improve. I think he'll play more games because he's got that beautiful left foot kick. And wouldn't
He's
surprise.
talented, don't get me wrong. Like, he's obviously, like, he will have 250 games, like, without question. At the very least, maybe even 300, but when it comes to Poulter, he's very light on, so he needs to put on muscle, and that takes a couple of years. So for Poulter to do what he does, but then be consistent with it and then do it throughout a whole season, that's gonna, we're not gonna see that for at least probably another 2 years.
Anyone know who else I think as well? Jackie Ginnivan or Ollie Henry.
The thing is that with Jack, I've got a lot of time and a lot of, what's the word? Yeah, I've basically got a lot of time and patience for Jack because, and I've said this multiple times, probably on my stream and your streams, is that whenever you see a guy that is completely comfortable at AFL level, you never let those guys go. Because they are few and far in between, and then when they are comfortable, it's like those are the players that stand up whenever you need them. Like, it's similar to Tom Langdon. If you remember his first season and he was picked 65, and let's just say the 2014 draft, let's just say from the top of my head, I think it was. If you watch his first like 4 or 5 games, 6 games, in all those games he looked like he had played like 100 to 150 games.
Yeah.
Those are the types of players where you got to hang on to and you do not let go of them.
I am worried about Bo as well.
Yeah, and then there are too many players out there that, and this isn't their fault, but like there are so many players out there, and this is also the natural progression of it too, like, so don't get me wrong about that, but sometimes there are just players out there that take years and years and years, that sometimes you will just have players that will just be like a duck to water. And I think Jack is one of those players where he is like a duck to water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you do say play him in the VFL, like, and that's all good and great and all that stuff, but he will be playing AFL soon. It's just a matter of when he's going to be doing it and when he's going to be doing it on a consistent basis.
And the reason why I don't have Bo in there, as much as I think he's going to be a good player, I'm worried about his hamstrings, I'm worried about his injuries. Because if what happens if he gets injured again? Like, you know, are we going to say, you know, are we just going to keep having him on the list and he keeps getting injured with his record? Like, that's what I'm worried about. So I think we all know that Nick Dacos-Lipinski's going to shine for us, and I've got, you know, I'll say that in faith or confidence. It's just I think some of our youngsters like Poulter, Ginnivan, and also Ollie Henry, I think they will shine. They all showed this year on what they can do. Even Trent Bianco, if you want to put in that category.
I will say this: out of all the draftees to continue the form, they can either stay at that level or get better. The one that has the most chance of doing that, I think, is Bo. Because he's actually a bigger body already, and I think that's gonna suit him well. Because because if you actually look at Bo, he's actually, yes, he's still got a baby sort of like body. Like he's got a baby's body, but like it's a big body too. So if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I like him to Swan, because Swan was sort of that kind of type, because he was that sort of you know, that sort of hard worker, you know, outrunning, like tower running sort of type of player, and Bo's got that in spades. The only thing that he really needs is just an adult body, and he'll get that. And what's that? This will be year 2, so in year 4, year 5, he'll have that, and he'll be an absolute gun. But the thing is that with him is that he relies a lot on his speed and pace.
Yeah.
So, because he's got a slightly bigger body than most draftees, and then he uses his pace, he's going to be a lot more. There's a lot more opportunities for him to succeed, because he doesn't like the roadblocks in his way aren't as harder as, say, someone like Ollie Henry, where Ollie Henry's like a marking forward, and he's 189 centimeters. If he gets a key defender, like he doesn't kick many goals. So he needs to that's how you saw the development, is because you saw him rethink how he plays.
Yeah.
So in round 1, he played like a key forward, and he got absolutely killed. And then it took him till the first half of the season for him to go, oh shit, I'm not the tallest player in the ground, but if I use my speed and my smarts, I might be able to do something about this. And then that's where you saw him kick goals in the VFL, and then he came back into the AFL, was goalless for about 3-4 weeks. And then I think it was the Carlton game. I think he kicked 1 or 2 goals in the first quarter, and I think he had 3 or 4 for the game or something. But if you watch how he played smarter football. He played smarter football. Because he was working to his advantages. Like, he was using his speed, his ability to run out and take a mark. he wasn't letting the bigger bodies take him out of the contest, which is what they were doing before. Like he found a way to get around that issue. But again, that's still an issue for him until he gets a body that's bigger.
No, I definitely do think that as well. Like, if we can see Bowl just continue to impress and just continue to like use his speed, I think he can easily stay in the team. Like, yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm telling you guys now, he's the next Dane Swan. In fact, I'm just seeing the highlights where he pushes Clayton Oliver. He pushes Clayton Oliver in the chest as he kicks a goal. If you're gonna tell me after that highlight he doesn't look like Dane Swan, then you're crazy. Like he's Dane Swan in a nutshell. Like I'm actually surprised why they didn't change his number. Because they should have given him 36 and they should have given Paul Harrison 39.
Unsure of their next move. Ruffin plays on. Looks to move it by foot. Sinclair couldn't keep his hands on it. I haven't seen him for a while.
Do you think I should make NBA content when the AFLW and the AFL season start as well? Or you think that's going to be too much?
What's that?
You know how I make NBA content and the EPL, right? Well, when the AFLW and the AFL season start, do you think that's going to be too much to make a lot of content?
I guess at the end of the day, it depends on how much effort you put into it. And only you can tell like what's too much or what's too little. So if you think it's too much, then obviously hold back a bit and just sort of relax. But if not, then go for it. But just keep in mind that your mental health is very important when it comes to making YouTube videos, because if you're not right to go, you need to have a break. Because it's as much as we love what we do and it's a massive passion to do what we do, but we also need to make sure that we look after ourselves at the same time. So.
Because I did the Giants video as well. I did a short and sweet about the Guernseys, and because we all know that they've clashed. So with certain teams as well. I think with Richmond, Richmond doesn't wear clash Guernsey, but yet the Giants do. And I think that's a bit hypocritical by the AFL in particular to not force teams like Richmond to wear it, Essendon as well, where if the Giants wear clash Guernsey, then Essendon doesn't, even we have to, but yeah, they don't, sort of type thing. And I think that's what gives me that passion to keep going. I will do more. I might do one tonight, maybe, potentially, and talk about it as well as a quiet voice. Now I can actually start streaming again, and I'm more happy for that, to be honest, because the more I stream, the better I feel. But then not streaming for a week, I was fine, but I know that if I had to make videos, I did, and I tried to do premieres on them, type of videos as well. So with the Collingwood one, I've got New Year's Day sort of type thing, obviously Melbourne Stars playing tomorrow, so we'll do that preview as well, and I've got to get a few things to do tomorrow as well. So I think I might just leave NBA content, and I might occasionally talk about it, but knowing that there's AFLW, you got the AFL as well, so I'll do previews, season previews season review as well, and make AFLW content as well. So when Collingwood doesn't play in AFLW and AFL, I can relax a bit and make other content. But just knowing that, you know, the NBA is all over the place. Like, it's not really like a once a week sort of type thing. It's like every couple of days, if that. So if I stop making content of basketball and soccer, you know, might try and do Melbourne Stars. Because if I go to the Big Bash games, for example, I can actually do that. Like, make content out of that and just see how we go as well. Should be really interesting as well. So I think I think the Big Bash is going to be an interesting year, because I could not have gone to it if it was 40% or 50%. If it's at 100%, yeah, you know, I'll go to it. But I'm hoping like there's no more lockdowns next year, because I think lockdowns are a waste of time. And if people are gonna say, oh, you know, we have to lock down, no we don't. It's called learning how to live with this now. I wonder how many Collingwood supporters are fully vaccinated. That's going to be interesting as well, with the crowd numbers. Because if they're only allowing fully vaccinated people in, are they going to crack the shit? Yeah, that's one thing I'm worried about as well. Like, if the crowd numbers are down in Victoria, are they going to say, oh, you know, because there's only fully vaccinated people allowed only? Oh, it's time. We're nearly 10:30. Could potentially go to bed, I think. Yeah, I might go to the gym tomorrow. I'll have to help out. Like, there's only small stuff to really get, so it's not too bad. I don't have to worry about trying to lift anything too heavy as well. So I might just end the stream after this game, potentially, and I don't want to overdo it for one night. Like,
well then here's this for a question. So this is obviously super early to be saying this, but normally when it comes to retirements and e-listings, there's about what, 6 every year?
at least, or less.
Who do you think those 6 will be?
I think Rufford might retire.
Yeah.
Cox. That's another one. I don't think he'll be offered a contract next year. Um,
Kick by Higgins.
You got Rockhead, you got Cox, who's it there?
Off the ground. A second goal in the bag. He acknowledges the
well,
crowd.
if Rafa does retire, I think he's got like 2 years left in what he does.
Thump clear.
I think the same with
Gathered by
how potentially I think
Hasn't been enough scoring opportunities being created.
if I were to say it, it could potentially be
using every ounce of
Steel Sidebottom. If he has a bad year, he might hang it up.
mark there.
I don't think he will though. I think last season he had a bad year because a lot of people were getting to him. Also as well too, I mean, you know, he also had a kid like the season before as well. So for all we know, maybe he just wasn't adapting to fatherhood and wasn't getting enough sleep each week. I know it might sound like something very minor, but I mean at the end of the day, we just when a player has a bad season, we never know the reasons why. But you know that could potentially be a reason.
Yeah, I think it could be. I'm not like one of those supporters that go, oh, you know, he needs to retire, blah blah. No, I think he can still play his role. I think a lot of people forget that COVID affected year, it's shorter season, and we've gone back into that long season as well. And with the shorter season from last year to, you know, a long season, we had like a long layoff as well.
Yeah.
So we started in June and we ended in August or something, October. So I think as well, like, there wasn't that much football on top of it for us to go to, and then we were able to go to some games, but then lockdown happened numerous times as well, and it's just like, well, you know, surely, you know, what does that mean? The VFL again, of COVID affected year as well, only having like short amount of games as possible and not really having that long continuous as well. So I think I think next year, I think still we know he's not getting any younger, but I think he can still develop and still play his role for the club, whether it's in the midfield or half or flank. I think the half or flank suits him. I don't think, you know, you could say the same thing about a couple other of our players as well. Oh, mate, I just need to relax a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're talking about 6 players, it's really hard to pick who they are. Like, Cox is definitely one of them. As I said, I've probably put Imagine there for number 2. I don't think Rocky will be ready to go for the end of the year.
That's the end of today's
But if Howard has another injury, I can see him retiring, so Howard would be 3. I don't think we'll delist any of the rookies. Or any of the draftees or rookies or anything like that. We could potentially get rid of DeGoey, but I don't think we'll be sacking him though. Like that would be through free agency.
You know what? I start to think that we might get rid of him. I was gonna say him.
He's too valuable to do that. As much as it would pain most people to hear it, he's too valuable. I'd rather let him see out a whole season piss off to another club via free agency and we get a top 10 pick. Like, that to me is worth like having him in the club for 12 months.
Oh,
Man, it's difficult though picking certain players because all the ones that you wouldn't mind going are basically they're nearly all gone. Yeah, maybe you are looking at someone like Hoskin Elliott. Like he's what, 28?
at least.
Yeah, he's 28.
10 minutes. So do I play for another 10 minutes or do I just leave it? I could potentially make some changes. Just leave it, you reckon?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I'm gonna be heading off as soon as you finish the stream, and I'm about to pass out pretty soon. So
Yeah, fair enough. I might do the same.
yeah. So how's 31? I'll check how rough Head is.
He's in his 30s.
Yeah, he's 31 as well. But these guys are 31 turning 32 though, so that's like...
Problem is the game goes for more than 10 minutes, Shannon. And I just don't want to overdo myself considering I haven't streamed for a week. On top of that. So I think I could play 2.5 minutes as well. So
Yeah, like I think a season would have to play out though, because also as well, like if we get rid of like Cow and Roughhead, like that's a lot of experience, especially experience in the backline that we probably can't afford to lose.
that's it. I'll play 2.5 minute quarters. At least that should give me at least, oh, not even that long. I have been busy too, guys, as well. That's why I've been doing premieres. You see Pendle's playing to 400 games. Potentially.
Wilson's 24.
Well, he does have that 2-year deal.
Because especially as well, like, because there's even guys like Tom Wilson, like, that I'm sort of like looking at and sort of like, do we really have enough to keep someone like Tom Wilson satisfied at the moment? And I don't know if we actually do, because especially with him winning the VFL Best and Fairest, I think he will. I can't really see. I can see his frustration when it comes to selection getting more and more now. Because he's 24, he's probably about ready.
Who's these?
Huh?
Who's these?
Someone like a Tom Wilson. Because you got Tom Wilson, Mark Keane, all those guys are in that bracket to take that hour role. Yeah, probably maybe more Wilson than Keane. So I think Keane's a bit of a Tom's more the flashier defender, where King's more like the stocky sort of like.
Oh, he is.
It's not great, but it's effective. If that
Yeah.
makes it like.
First marks uncontested.
Um, but like, yeah, it's sort of that thing of where they play.
Dersma flicks the kick.
You know what? Maybe Noble will start in
A quick handball from Doherty.
Well, he signed a couple
He
years.
just-
Couple years.
the. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Shot at goal.
Okay. Oh, actually, yeah, that's gonna be that'd be
Go for goal number
yeah.
He's young. If Keane retires in the next few months, we will get a mid-season draft pick.
Played a fair chunk of this opening turn without a goal.
Potentially, probably might.
moves it on. Cripps kicks the ball deep. Walsh was surrounded. He needed to mark it, and he did. Spearing kick. It's marked by Vance. Opportunity once again for Carlton to put one through. Goes by foot. He takes the mark. Saar drives it long. Amon gathers it now. Quickly onto the boot. Barnes works onto that ball. Archers is back. Chance right here for West.
Oh, this could be a goal. It is.
Will it go all the way? It does.
That is a wonderful goal.
Wins the ruck duel. Pops up the loose ball. My ball, says the umpire. What are your thoughts at the moment, Gaz?
There's some great skills on display right now. Great finish.
The ball mopped up. The umpire calls for a stoppage. Swanson wins possession. Picks up the loose ball. Umpire calls for the ball.
Which team do you think is going to be a really disappointing team next year?
First quarter is over, and it's Carlton who are on the back foot early.
A really disappointing thing.
They came out focused and committed to a very good game plan.
And it could be hype as well.
Alright, here we go. So I've got 2022 out of contract players. So, alright, so we'll start off with Begg. You think that Begg would get another contract?
Ooh, West Coast City. Yep.
In the scores to get on top in this
AJ, surely he gets another contract.
Players ready to start the second quarter. Back in the middle as the Rucks go at it. Lyset thumps it
Yeah.
clear.
Yep. AJ,
Yeah,
I
so
agree.
AJ, yeah. Barry McCreary, you'd like to damn sure hope that they do.
Dixon goes
Maynard,
hits the
yeah, they'll probably do that. He's actually a restricted free agent too, so we can even
So 3 players so far will get contracts, I think.
yeah. Poulter definitely will. Callum Brown's out of contract, but he's a question mark. Even though I think he'll be one of those ones where people will think he's in trouble, but he won't, because he'll just come in and kill it. Charlie Dean, you think would be safe.
going for goal number 1. It's going to be close.
Darcy Carson, for me personally, that's an interesting.
Looks to move it by
Because it's the kind of goes,
Drew cuts it off.
he against you guys, but then again,
What can it tell us, Gaz?
This is a classic goal in the season.
Darcy
Oh.
Moore,
No, he'll sign.
Finland McRae will
Picked up
sign.
under pressure.
Yeah, I think Finley will.
Chug, do you think he stays on, or do you think we cut him?
Lyset just swats it away.
I want to see him.
Loose ball. The kick releases the pressure.
Apparently from all reports, he's a really good trainer, and apparently he trains the house down.
Wiedering. The kick
Because apparently he's Collingwood's best trainer by a country mile from reports I'm
kicks
hearing.
hard along the boundary line.
And that's the reason why he's so loved.
But then
But
why
you
don't
think he gets a contract?
I say yes? But I want to see him play before we make that decision.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen. This is why it's the super early edition of free goes and who stays. Isaac Quainer, he stays.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Inovan, I'd imagine he stays.
Yeah, he does. He's got to stay.
So imagine I think he's gonna go.
Just he might leave.
No, he's gone. 29 and a younger, he's gone. Jamie Elliott, what do you see him?
I think he'll
I wanna say
stay.
he's 28, 29.
Yeah, I think he'll stay. And
Jeremy Howe,
stay.
stay. DeGoey,
I think he's gone.
free agency, or we just cut him? Because I
Once
guess
the-
free agency still counts.
I think free agency we might, but I think it wouldn't surprise me if we cut him. And the only reason why I say that is his off-field stuff. It's got nothing to do with on-field, it's the off-field that concerns me in particular, that he hasn't learned.
Yeah. So,
But look, I want to keep him. Like, people are going to say, "Oh, you're just saying that." No, look, I do love him. I do want him to stay, but I think my gut feeling tells me is that he's gone. Now, whether he goes to another club or not, who knows? But look, I love Geordie as a player, but you can't just. You know, with kids you can be disappointed and that sort of stuff because, you know, they keep fucking up and they don't learn that, you know, different story. But when it's a player that hasn't, you know, shown much, and let's be honest, 2018 was his good year in 2019, in a way, the way that he's gone about it. What has he done since? Not much. And he shows glimpses of that, but he's not consistent enough. So that's why I think that we'll get rid of him, mainly because of the way that he behaves. But if he gets another contract, I wouldn't be surprised either. And people are going to say, "Oh, are you going to eat your own words?" Like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm entitled to have an opinion. If I think he's gone, it's because of my gut feeling. I'm not going to apologise for that. I'm just going to be brutally honest in what I think.
Yeah. Alright, so next one, so Jordan, how bad do you think he stays or goes? Like, and obviously when I say goes, like, you know, retirement, illicit or free agency.
I think he's gone. I think he'll retire. He's got like 1 or 2 years left.
Yeah, so what's that? Is that 3? Because we've gone Callum with the question mark.
I think Hal will stay anyway. I don't think he's on the...
Yeah, like as I said, like I think you'll say too, but he's what's it called? Yeah, it's just a matter of just getting like some numbers out there so we do a little bit down. But yeah, so Brown was a question mark.
Cox will go.
I'll probably put Chug as a question mark as well.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to Cox yet.
I think he'll retire.
Imagine.
That's my
I think
fault.
Imagine's a definite gone. What did we say about Howe?
I think he'll stay. I think we'll resign
And
him.
then Roughhead's 4. So if he's gone, Roughhead's 4.
But it wouldn't surprise me if
Dacos
Buffett
is-
stays as well. I
yeah.
think,
So Dacos is fine. Do you agree with that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chuggy's a question mark. I think
Yeah, no, we're just trying to go through the list, that's all. So, Liam McMahon, do you see him having a contract?
question mark because I haven't seen much of him.
Alright, I'll pay that, but he will. Look, like, he definitely will. Martini, do you think he resigns?
Again, I want to see. Have I seen enough of him? No, I haven't. I think
I have. It's just a matter of what he wants to do. Because I feel like there's going to be a part of him where he'll want to go back to Ireland. Or if things do.
Can he improve his body? Can he improve his body of work?
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's a fantastic footballer, but he needs to be a third tall. He can't be a key defender though. It needs to be someone like a Maynard or a Jeremy Council. Actually, probably more like a Maynard type instead of, you know, or maybe like a Rusco sort of thing. No, so probably just Maynard. If you can be a Maynard type, that'd be pretty good.
I've seen him play, but I just want to see enough of him because I've seen that he struggles when it comes with
So
like being stronger. Yeah, I think question mark because again,
Is that
like
7 or 6?
oh, 7.
It says 6, so that would make it 7. I mean, Cox is gone, so that's 8. Murphy, do you think Murphy gets a contract?
Yeah, I think he's done enough. I think Madgen
Ollie
might
Henry?
stay. Oh, yeah, Ollie Henry, I think will stay.
Yeah, Reed,
Reef, I think he will stay, but I want
Steele.
the question mark. I think he has to play. Still sub bottom, you saying?
Dane, you think?
Still sub bottom might stay.
Yeah. Alright, so Tom Wilson, does he stay or go?
I think stay. He does show me something.
Yeah,
When
it's
you-
just a matter of do we give him the opportunities quick enough though? Because I feel like his patience is wearing thin. But I think he sees Howe, and he sees that Howe's 31. So even if Howe doesn't retire next season, he may retire the season after. So he goes, okay, it's not ideal, but at least when I'm ready to go, I'm fully ready to go.
Yeah.
But I think if he thinks the opportunity is more than 2 years, I think he probably would have wanted to trade or say that he wants to trade. But I think because of how where he's at, I think he's comfortable where he is.
I think the reason why I think also as well that he'll stay is I think the same issue. I think the next couple of years he'll get his like he might be able to play more senior football. And I also think that he will want to prove himself.
Yeah. So then next one is Trent Bianco. I mean that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, he's done enough.
Yeah. Tyler Brown,
Yeah, I keep him.
Austin Elliott,
I keep him. Because he's got a couple more years left.
yeah, and then Bill Kelly. Do you keep him?
I keep him, but only just keep him. His body.
Well, this season I think will be the year where he'll play every game. Well, not every game, but you know he'll play, regardless if it's AFL or VFL, he'll play every game throughout the season. Because I think he's good and ready to go. He came top 3 in the 2K time trial, so I mean he won it, didn't he? Didn't he win it?
Not too sure.
Regardless, even if he didn't win it, he came like top 3, so he's obviously really good. His conditioning is very, very good at the moment. I think this is the year we get an injury-free Will Kelly, and whether that's going to mean he's going to be a forward or a back. Yeah, I think by the end of the year we'll have such a different opinion of Kelly. It's going to be ridiculous. In terms of we'll think we'll say okay he's not injury-free, but he's got. If Kane retires in the next few months, we would get a mid-season draft pick. Yeah. But that's the thing though, like I like Keane, so like I don't really want Keane to go. But I can see that though.
Yeah, I think the same issue. I think he needs to play him and Tom Wilson. I wouldn't have a young fully backman, but I just play him to the point where okay, I can trust him to play his role.
Actually, this is a question we should put to the chat. How confident are you guys that both Roughhead and Howe will get through and will play the season after? Because I'm telling you now, if Howe does an injury and he does another, especially another knee injury, I reckon he's done. And then Roughhead's probably, going into next season, he'll be what, like 32, and he'll probably turn 33 as well going into the year after. Like, we normally don't see key defenders go that long.
No, I think.
So potentially we could see Roughhead and Howe both retire.
Yeah, I think that could be a potential chance that might happen.
Yeah, and we've already got, like, I do think we'll definitely pick up the key forward and key defender in next year's draft, which is why I think we're going to try and go after probably 2 or 3 first round picks, or try and get 2 or 3 first round picks, whether that happens or not, who knows. But the Degoe free agency move will definitely help that for sure. Could you imagine if we got rid of Degoe and they gave us like some ridiculous like pick 2?
Oh, I wouldn't blame the club, to be honest with you.
But that's the thing though, like a part of me thinks, I don't know if it's just because even as a Collins supporter, I know that the AFL used to go as like this, marketing tool to get people to like watch and for people to watch the footy. So there's like a part of me that goes, maybe Degoe is going to go like really high in terms of the free agency, like because we had paid him. Let's say a 4 or 5 year deal over at another club at say 600,000 even. That's a lot of money, and if that's going to be taken into account, it wouldn't surprise me if we get like a top 5 pick in terms of a compensation for him. Because even though people can say, oh, but he's not that good. Like for one, I think a full season under his if he gets a full season and has the season we're expecting him to have. Because if you don't think that he's a star player after you've watched his second half of the year, I think you're dreaming.
Oh,
I'd say more Chris Degoe than Maynard.
I think that as well, but
Oh,
I'm gonna.
A-graders.
Yeah, A graders. But you know who else I'm gonna put in this category? That I reckon a lot of people will probably scoff at this. I think Jamie Elliott's an A grader as a forward. What his role is so underrated. I also think Taylor Adams is a grader as well.
Nah, I think Tay's more of a B plus. Like he's
chose to kick it.
Oh man, because I think what was it? It wasn't last year. I think it was the year before.
Taylor rushes
I
the
probably
kick.
would have given him like an A minus, or like or maybe even an A because he was consistent. Because he was an All Australian in 2020, wasn't he?
Not too sure.
Does well to keep it in play. Handball.
Because it wasn't last year. It was the year before. He had a really good year. Yeah, he's sort of that guy where he just scratches the surface, or like he's like so close to A, but he's like so close yet so far.
I think Jamie Elliott is an A grader without the.
Especially when it comes to the AFL world, I think he's severely underrated. People just don't really realise how good he is.
And that's why I think he's an A grader. Only not just because of that. I think because he can stand up. Like he can have 12 disposals and kick 3 goals or something, and he can really show us something as well. With Jordan De Goey, I will put him as an A grader, but he needs to start performing really well. And
Actually, kid, so alright, so here's a question for you. We're talking about A graders, and obviously, you know, there's about 6 players there, but then also as well, you mentioned Elliott, but I want you to pick someone who isn't an A grader right now, but will be the quick, like basically the next player to be like an A grade player. Who do you think will be the next one on that list?
Nick Dacos. I reckon he'll be an A grader. I think he's a C, maybe a B.
Penrith would be like an A minus, I think. Because it's so difficult because like a lot of because if you go by the commentators are still trying to desperately have him in that conversation of being an A grader. And
I think he still
deserves
is.
to be in that conversation. Like he's still a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong.
Now Ollie Henry, I think is a C. I think Ollie Henry is a C.
Yeah, no, but it's someone that's like, you know, that isn't an A grade, but will boost themselves up to an A grade.
Yeah, I think Ollie Henry. I think Ollie Henry might.
Yeah.
Will Hoskin Elliott is a B grader, but potentially could push into an A. John Noble is another one who could potentially do that. As well, I think.
I think when it comes to Noble, I think I disagree with that one.
Like, where would you put?
I think he's got very good foot skills, and his kicking ability is very, very good and very underrated. But when it comes to being a defender, because one of the things one of the signs where you know you've got a good defender is if when the ball goes into your back line, if that player is manning up on the board that's about to either take a mark or has the potential to kick a goal in like whatever way, if you're shitting bricks because that player is on that play trying to defend, then I don't know how you can put him in as A grade. Like every time I see Noble in a contest, whether it's 1-on-1 or just anywhere around the pack, as long as he has the ball in his hands specifically, that's the only time when I don't go shit. He's like, you know, this is, you know, I only think good things are going to happen when the ball is in his hands. Any other situation, I think, no, this is going to go shit.
I think Isaac Craner will be a potential A grader and Josh Dacos.
Isaac Quinn is a great one, actually.
I think he's a B player, but he has improved.
I can really see Quiner being an A grader at the end of the year. Or at the end of next season, I can see Quiner being a grader.
Another one I think is the potential to be an A grader, and you may not agree with this, is Trent Bianco.
Knew that was home as soon as it left the boot.
How long are we talking though? Are we talking by the end of this upcoming season? We're talking at the end of that, or are we talking in 2-3 years time?
In about 2 or 3 years' time, I think he's about a B-ish.
Give him another 3 years, and I'll probably agree with that.
Gets the loose ball. Scoops up the ball.
Because when you say a grader, that's like the best of the best. Like that's like if the All Australian team is about to get picked, and he's basically, you know, an A grader basically already picks himself in the All Australian squad. That's the type of talent an A grader should be.
And we'll get a ball up.
The players will be feeling the heat right now.
And with Bianca, I can see it happening in another 4 years' time, or however long it is. But yeah, to say it's next year, that's way too early.
No, I think in the next 2 or 3 years. That certainly not next year. I think he's going to become an A grader soon. And if you look at the game against,
I do see a lot of side on him anyway.
GWS Giants would love to make the most of this opportunity.
and you want to know who else I got as a potential A grader as well?
Who's that?
Will Hoskin Elliott. Very underrated.
That's true. I don't know if I can agree with you on that one.
His role, in particular, I think it just shows you, like if he can tackle, I reckon he will be an A grader. But if he can keep performing if he performs well under fly, I think he'll surprise couple people as well. Because I don't know about Jack Madgen. Nathan Murphy, I think is a C. I don't think he's a B yet, but he's got potential to improve. Darcy Cameron, I don't think he's an A grader at all. I think he's a C.
Yeah, Darcy Cameron's a C.
And I think Lipinski, I think he's a B, but he's got potential to become an A grader if he performs really well. Whether if it's next year or the year after, he's got that potential.
Yeah, I can see Lipinski.
Because what's the one thing that he does really well, Lipinski, is that he can hit his target. Yeah, and he can hit his targets inside 50, and that will help us out as a lot. So I think that's going to be interesting itself.
Because he's definitely that Trelaw type of player, or he has the Trelaw like mentality. Because a lot of people may not know that Trelaw is actually a lot smaller than you actually think. But just the way he plays, I think Lipinski plays that same way. But the difference between him and Trelaw is Lipinski's like 190 centimeters. I'm pretty sure, like, I'll get it up. Like, he's actually very tall for a midfielder. On 187. But still, like, he's
He drives it. Doesn't take the mark.
yeah, he's definitely in that sort of, like, inside mid type, the, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could see Lipinski be an A grader at the end of the year. That definitely has potential.
What about Nick Dacos? Or you think it's too early?
Kicks it to the square. We're down to 2 minutes.
Slightly too early. He's going to be fantastic this year, don't get me wrong, but I think he's going to end up consistently throughout the whole season. He's going to end up being probably a B graded player.
Imagine if it's top 5 in the Brownlow in his first year. That would be a lot of bragging on. Come on.
I would be shocked if that happened. I don't think that's going to happen. Especially as well, they're already taking the development route. So I'm not saying that he's going to, not have great games. Like, he'll have great games, but he's just going to be consistent. So.
Can you imagine us bragging on to Carlton about Nick Dacos being top 5 in the Brownlow in his first year, and they talk about Sam Walsh in his 4th year, but yet Nick Dacos does it in 1? Imagine that.
Yeah, as a CK, they've already spoken about, like, they're just trying to put him in every spot possible and get him to develop his game, and once he's got a niche, then that's where he plays. Which he'll probably play in the centre, or he'll probably play in the middle at some point. But it's going to take him a couple of years to get his body right.
Yeah, I think our season's. But then again, if we do make finals and Carlton doesn't, you know what? I'm bragging. Someone has to brag to those Carlton losers. Oh, got it. Would you say Degori's an A grader or not?
Yeah.
Just?
It would. Oh no, he's very well into the A grade. The only thing that probably makes him the only what's the word? The only thing that you could debate about it, saying that he's not, is maybe his injuries. But if you don't think he's an A grade footballer after his second half of the year, then I don't know what to tell you, because you don't go ahead and start getting disposals of 30, 32, 34, things like that, even popping up for a goal or two every now and then. Like that's if he does that for a whole season, he wins a brand. So
I would be bragging on.
He's definitely an A grader.
I would be bragging to those Carlton supporters. Yeah, well, she's a wanker.
But I think I'm gonna head off now. Are you gonna continue streaming?
No, I'll probably end the stream as well.
Well, I'm gonna head off.
Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. 2 people in the chat now, over 2.5 hours. Yeah, look, I didn't want to overdo it, but I will say this, like, it's been great just to be able to stream again. I didn't miss it, if I were to be honest with you. I didn't miss it. I did want it to stream, but, it is what it is, and I had to make content. I did, and I thought, well, I may have missed it, maybe slightly little, but at the end of the day, like, it's not going to matter if I don't stream or not, because there'll be more content coming out, I think, in the next, tomorrow is the premiere as well. I'm going to try and do some more videos as well, and not have many premieres unless if I really need to. So if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. 7 likes for those who have liked it, thank you. I don't know how many dislikes because they take away the dislike button as well. But other than that, yeah, I always appreciate it. I think the support's been really tremendous, and yeah, there'll be plenty more streams ahead on the channel, and I think I'm gonna probably just off in the way because I'll be flat out busy and trying to stay awake as much as possible. It's just a little bit harder. I will be doing the Melbourne Stars preview as well tomorrow. I'll get that out the way, and I will do some AFLW content as well. I'll do a preview season in about December. I think I'll do it, and then I might do some season predictions video as well. For the AFLW, and I'll go through it, and then I think after that, Shawnee, if you know, I don't know about you, but I'll be doing previews of the AFL and VFL season as well as the VFLW, so that's going to keep me nice and busy during when the season does start up, and I think there will be premieres as well. Just giving you guys a heads up that would definitely be a premiere, and the more we can do it, the more I can do premieres, the better. I'll do season predictions for the AFL season as well. I'll go through that. Also, I did make a couple changes as well, so I'll do that. Get that video out as well. And then whatever happens with the Gurry, I'll give you guys my thoughts as well. And when I do start streaming, we can discuss it as a whole group, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, have you got anything to say, Sean, before you leave, or not really?
Just obviously thanks for everybody tuning into the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content that we have made for you guys. And yeah, just make sure to stay tuned for future content on this channel, my channel, that's pinned in the comment in the chat. So yeah, make sure to check out both our channels, and yeah, just yeah, we'll definitely be around. So just make sure to stay tuned for all the future content, and yeah, I guess after that we'll obviously head off and get some sleep, and yeah, that'll do me, and I'll see you guys another day.
And when the rest of the fixture does come out as well, I will be talking about Collingwood's point of view of it as well. So if you're going to do it as well, Sean, I recommend you doing it as well, because at least that's content that you can make as well, because I know that you wanted to make Collingwood content as well.
Oh yeah, but time right now is, if I could buy a few more hours a day, I would love to, but until then, I just gotta wait till things quieten down a bit. But I'm trying my best to get some free time, but it's not easy right now.
Yeah, fair enough. But until next time, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your neighbours. Go the Pies, and I'll see you back with another video in the stream as well. Premiere out 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, so check that out. And you know, thank you very much, and goodbye for now.